Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Mafex, The Boys, Starlight. I ordered this thing from AmiAmi.com. If you're ordering your Mafex figures from an American website, you're probably paying too much. Check out AmiAmi. You got to pre-order ahead of time, but it saves you a bunch of money, and it's a lot faster. That being said, let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, The Boys, got Starlight there. Starlight action figure, Mafex. This is the 187th figure in the Mafex line. Here she is in the package. A ton of accessories. Looks awesome. One side of the package, The Boys. Other side, The Boys. Got Starlight pose up, Mafex. On the back, here's Starlight. A bunch of different poses, a bunch of different accessories, and a bunch of different display options. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is her barcode in case that happens to help anybody. So with no further ado, let's open her up. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here she is with all of her accessories laid out. She comes with 10 alternate hands, totaling 12 interchangeable hands, a total of 3 heads, a microphone, 3 blast effects, and then a display stand. But before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Starlight from The Boys. She's the newest member of the 7, at least at the beginning of the show. So let's take a look. Starlight here, she pretty much has, the power of light. She has the power to manipulate light and electricity and then blast when different light or energy charges toward you. The likeness looks fantastic. Excellent job. I can totally see Starlight and the actress in this. The hair looks good. The headband, it's damn near perfect. She's got 3 stars on her chest, kind of like her logo. She's got this belt here, a little sort of pouch on the side. The forearm armor, kind of reminds me of Wonder Woman. As a whole, she definitely reminds me of She-Ra, the costume, the outfit, etc. It looks like we have sort of Mafex-style double-jointed elbows and knees. The cape is fantastic. The wire in it is very strong. I think you can do some really cool stuff with this. It all looks really good, really top-notch. And now, a closer look at her face and head sculpt. I think they did an excellent job. Not perfect, but damn close. I want to take a closer look at the texture on her suit. I think it's very well done. A lot of detail, a lot of sculpting detail. And here's the figure, broken down as far as she can go, with all of her removable parts detached. Now let's check out her accessories. And let's start off with the display stand. Here's her display stand. Typical Mafex stand. It's a transparent flight stand. It's got a ton of extra pieces. These are the main 3 pieces you'll need to make the display stand work. When put together, they're going to look like this. We have the transparent base here. It has 3 different holes where you can attach the post. And we have the post itself. At the bottom, it can rotate. It's hinge at the bottom, hinge in the middle, hinge at the top, rotation at the top, and then it has this clamp to hold your figure in place. Now let's check out her hands. She's a total of 12 of them, 6 right hands and 6 left hands. Here she is with her first pair of hands. These are her fists. And here she is with her next pair of hands. These hands would look good relaxed at her sides. I call these some default hands. Here's her third pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. And then her fourth pair of hands. These are some completely open, extended hands. And her next pair of hands. These hands would also look good relaxed at her sides, but they're a little bit different. And here's her final pair of hands. These are her effect holding hands. Each hand has a little peg on the front to attach her blast effects to. Now let's look at her heads. She has a total of 3 of them. The first one is a regular head. The second one is a smiling head. And the third one has her eyes lit up. Here she is with her first head. This one has the normal expression. And then her next head. This one has her smiling. And here's her third head. This one has the normal expression, but her eyes are lit up. This will be perfect when she's using her powers. Now for a microphone. It's pretty small. It's got the top right there, silver, nice sculpting, with a black handle. Here's Starlight with her microphone. She's making a speech in front of the crowd. She's going to explain why it's okay to have premarital sex and not be a perfect Christian. Now for her blast effects. She has 2 sets. One here is just sort of the base, like she's getting ready to fire energy or light. And they have this one here. It's going to attach your hand and sort of poke out like this. Although personally, I think it would be cool if it would poke over her hand, look like this, like it's impacting on somebody. Here's Starlight, using her energy effects and the light up eyes. And here she is with the other energy effects, sort of shooting like a projectile. Personally, I think it would be really cool if she could do something like this. Put the energy effect into her hand as if it's impacting on Homelander or somebody else. I just don't see how you can make that work. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and her accessories, now let's check out her height. From bottom to the top of her head, she's standing at about 5.9 inches tall, which can translate to 15 centimeters. Now for her articulation. Starting with her head here, of course, she can rotate from side to side. She can look up and down about that far, not too much. She can sort of tilt her head a little bit from side to side, but the hair is going to obstruct that. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out a little bit more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. She's got the drop down shoulders. They look kind of bad when they're down. Kind of bad when they're up. You got to get them kind of about medium. Down looks better than up, that's for sure. Double jointed elbows. They go in a little bit more than 90 degrees, not too much. With rotation, her wrist can rotate and it's going to be hinged. Ball joint her torso, rotate around, forward and back. Another one at her waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion. You get a lot more of the torso than the waist. Her legs, they can do the splits. Ball joint side of there. Rotation is minimal, but it's there. They go forward, about that far. Back, not much. Double jointed knees, they go all the way back. And then her ankle, forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock. And to articulation. Here's an image of Starlight using her powers. Don't let appearances fool you. She is not as innocent and gentle as you're led to believe. Now let's check her out next to some other action figures. Starting off with some of their Mafex, the boys figures. Here's the Mafex Starlight next to the Mafex Homelander. And here she is next to the Mafex Butcher figure. Then next to the recent Mafex Black Noir. Here are all the members of the 7 that Mafex has made. Homelander, Starlight, and Black Noir. I would love to get the entire original 7, but I'm sure there's no company that's going to give us Translucent. He was barely in the show. Here are all the Mafex figures from The Boys. I believe the next one coming is going to be The Deep. We've also seen A-Train, Maeve, and Soldier Boy. It's going to be a pretty good lineup. They're cranking them out a lot faster than NECA has been. Now let's check her out next to some NECA The Boys figures. Here's the Mafex Starlight next to the NECA Starlight. Now which one is better? That is the question. Start with their faces here. They both look really good, but I just feel like NECA nailed the likeness a little more. Something about the eyes, the lips, the cheeks, the hair. Just looks a little bit more authentic. This looks good, but just something a little off. I don't know if it's the paint tone or just the way the hair is. This one looks much more like the actress. Going further down, they have very similar texturing on the outfit. You see a little sort of bumps all over it. Now one thing that NECA did a little better is they show the different material between the outer part of the skirt. This one here, they left it blank, so NECA, a little better attention to detail there. I don't know, I kind of like the paint job here. It's a little more noticeable. They use just all gold for the bracket and the little star thing. Pouch, a little bit different location. As a whole, I'm going to have to give it NECA on this one. Yes, I prefer the 7-inch scale, but I think the NECA one looks a little bit better. Sculpt, paint job, a little better. Articulation, maybe a little bit softer on NECA. Also, keep in mind the NECA one is way cheaper. So, props to NECA. I think they beat Mafex on both Starlight and Black Noir. Although I do think Mafex beat NECA on Homelander. Here's Starlight, next to the entire NECA The Boys collection. Homelander, Starlight, and Black Noir. Now, I don't know if NECA's done making the Boys figures or what. Black Noir came out, I feel like, almost a year ago. Maybe I'm a little off there. A long time ago, we saw a sculpted version of A-Train, but that was probably 18 months ago, so I don't know if they're done, or they're just really, really slow at cranking them out. This Homelander and Starlight, I swear they came out 2 years ago, Black Noir a year ago, and it's just been dry since then. We saw one tease of A-Train a long time ago, and nothing else. Mafex is hitting the ground running. They're putting them out much faster than NECA. Starlight's outfit kind of reminds me of She-Ra. Here she is, next to Mattel, Masters of the Universe Classic She-Ra figure. And here she is, next to an older, crappy She-Ra figure. Starlight also kind of reminds me of Supergirl. Here she is, next to a couple of Mattel Supergirl figures. And here she is, next to a couple of DC Direct and DC Collectibles Supergirl figures. Then, next to a couple of McFarlane DC Multiverse Supergirl figures. She also kind of reminds me of Power Girl. Here she is next to a DC Direct Power Girl figure. And also reminds me of Adam Eve from Invincible a little bit. This is a Diamond Select Invincible Adam Eve figure. Now stick around, next to some other Mafex figures. Here she is, next to several different Mafex Batman figures. And then, next to several different Mafex Batman villains. Here's Starlight, next to even more Mafex figures. And finally, next to several different female Mafex figures. Now stick around, next to some other action figures from different various companies, so we can see how she fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you know which lines you can mix her with. Since she's a Mafex figure, they're typically the 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the smaller action figure lines I collect, and work my way larger. Since we already checked her out, next to a bunch of different Mafex figures, here she is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures, and here she is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Here's Starlight, next to a jar of cheese sauce. Here's Starlight, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here she is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here she is, standing with some NECA figures. Then, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here she is, next to some McFarlane toys. Then, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. And finally, next to some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. So overall, this is a very nice Starlight figure. She looks good, articulation is also pretty nice, her accessories are plentiful, ton of hands, the energy picks are cool. Sculpt and paint job are good, not great. It's sad that I can say the NECA version looks a little more accurate to the actress from the show, seeing as how NECA costs maybe just a tiny bit more than half the price of these Mafex figures, and they're a lot bigger. So if you're looking for your big bang for your buck or value, unfortunately the NECA one is where to go, but it's still a very nice Starlight figure, and it looks like Mafex is going to be your line if you want to expand or complete the boys universe. They look like they're going to make a ton more stuff than NECA did, and NECA, I don't know if they stopped or not. Anyway, it's still a nice figure, but I do prefer the NECA version. If I were to rate this figure, I'm going to give her a 7 out of 10, maybe a 6.5, sort of teetering around that area. It's a good figure. A little bit small. Yeah, I know, she's probably shorter than 6 foot in real life, so her size is about accurate for a 1/12 scale figure, but a little smaller than I'd like. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.